All right, let's talk about human resources. So, human resources plan. So, we were continuing the class about how to become. So, now let's continue with the class human resources plan. So, now the idea is that now let's start with. Now let's start with human resources. So this is the plan. So the idea is to build your team so that way they can start working for you and they can make things happen faster than if you do it yourself. So in this case, like everything, you have two options. One, if you are sole proprietor, yes, you can work for yourself, do everything yourself, but you have to talk with the customers. You have to fix whatever you have to fix. If you provide a service, you have to be the guy that do the quality control. You have to be the accountant. You have to be the marketing guy, the website designer. So you have to, everything goes is on you. Yes, it's going to be like a very heavy weight just for you, to bear just yourself. But if you have your team, everyone can do, their part, and everything will be lighter for everyone, and everything will be more dynamic and fast, and everyone is going to enjoy their life. So basically here, we're going to talk about what you need. So in this case, you have to build your team. So you start thinking in your head, okay, what do I need in order to make things happen, to make things work? So in the previous video, I was talking about that we were building a car shop, so that way we can fix only Toyotas, Prius, and that's it, the hybrid cars. So that will be our target, and we are going to need a CEO, so it will be the director of the company. So we are going to need the managers, we are going to need the mechanics, also we're going to need the salesmen, the receptionist, the quality control, because that is very important for our business. And then we are going to have to train the employees, because the thing about this, employees, I mean, this type of people, the employees, they want, like a safe, secure job. They want just a steady paycheck, and that's it. They're not going to spend, in training or anything like that. So if you don't do it, if you don't force them, if you don't tell them, hey, you have to learn this and we will pay you more, so you have to motivate them some way, somehow, they're not going to do it themselves. It's very, very rare, that people will start buying books or reading books once a month or every day or something like that. So usually they watch TV, they go back home, they play with TikTok or Facebook or whatever, and that's it. And then they go back to work next day. So basically, you have to have a budget for that. That is very important. Even if they are at the top of their career and they know a lot, and everything is going great, you know that you have always new technologies coming out, and you need things, to make them better, so that way they are going to keep learning. I mean, it's something that never ends. I keep learning, reading books or buying audiobooks, so that way when I have to visit a customer or something like that, I can learn something new. And even if I'm doing something that is not very mind consuming, brain consuming, I can listen to a book and I can do something else. Let's say I work out, and then I can listen in an audiobook while I'm working out. So basically, that is why you have to keep it in mind. Also, having all this, having a plan for this will help you, so the way it will be scalable. So if you want to, I had to delete the E because scalable is for my other class that I had in Spanish. So now that we have it right, we fixed this. So it have to be scalable. Why? Because you are trying to build a manual. So let's say that you want to sell your business, or maybe you want to create a franchise and you want to sell it, and someone is coming saying, okay, yes, I have $500,000. I want to, have the same type of business that you have, but, using your name and everything. I mean, your company's name. So you have to give them a manual. This will help you. This will help the investor. This will help the guy who wants to buy the franchise. and everything, because so that way you can give them a manual saying, okay, you follow these instructions and you're good. So that is why you have to know all this in advance, because you have to have the team, and they will help you, to achieve whatever you want to achieve with the business. So it has to be scalable, so that way if you need to create more branches, the importance, another reason why it needs to be scalable is because if you have to open another branch, you have to know in advance, okay, we are going to duplicate the same thing that I have, in the other place. Maybe you are hiring a supervisor, or maybe another person, another manager. So that person needs to know what needs to be done. So you have to give them the manual saying, okay, just follow the instructions, do exactly the same thing. We're going to help you, with the cash that you need. So that way, you have all the resources needed, but you have to do the same thing that we have in this branch. You have to duplicate it in the other branch. So that is the most important thing. And also, you have to be realistic. So because if you have no experience, dealing with employees, dealing with people and everything, you're going to start having more drama in your life. Let's say you have $1 million or $10 million or something like that. The investor says, oh, yes, I like your idea. I give you $10 million. And you're thinking, oh, $10 million. Who? I can, hire maybe 500 employees and everything will be great. Well, no, not too fast. Because if you never done it before, you're going to have more people and it's going to create more drama. So it's better just start, little by little. So you can maybe start with one mechanic, in my case, one CEO of the company, or you can be the CEO of the company, maybe one manager, maybe one receptionist, maybe one of each person that you need is a salesman and everything. So that way you know how everything goes. So you can start, tweaking the company, saying, okay, now maybe I have too much work. Let's hire maybe one more guy, one more mechanic. So that way, we can fix the cars more faster or something like that. So you go little by little. You start, growing organically, and then things are going to be much better than if you hire, let's say, 50 mechanics, 10 sales guys, and you have a lot of people, and if there is no cars, even if you have $10 million in your bank account and everyone is going to get paid, there is no problem with that, but you're going to be wasting resources. The mechanic, they're going to, waiting like that. Okay, now what do? We don't have any car or anything like that. They're going to start playing, ping pong, or maybe with their cell phone or anything like that. You don't want to waste human resources. You want to, utilize all the people that you have as much as possible. So you have to have a great, amount of work, so that way they can do everything. Otherwise, things are not going to go well. Many companies that they mismanage, the resources, and then after 1 year or 2 years, they have no more cash, and then they have to, go and search for more investors, or they have to close the door. So you don't want that to happen to you. So you have to be very diligent with that. You have to be very careful, and start working your way up little by little. And also, you have to be able to grow. So that is the other point. And you have to be able to duplicate this. Like I said before, if you have to sell a franchisee, to another guy that wants to do the same thing that you're doing, because you are successful, you have to be able to duplicate all the effort that you have done. So that way, even if you pass away, or you're quit, you're retired, or anything like that, all the business can work with or without you. So that is the main topic here. Now we are going to finish this video, and I'll see you in the next one. We are going to talk about social responsibility strategy.